Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Frozen Outpost. So, I've had an idea of what I want to do next. Since I have the refinery area up, that's going to help refining everything, and we're able to bring in ores and everything a lot easier. So, the next thing I want to do is set up an antenna. That way I can start remoting into any of our mines around here. So if I'm getting attacked, I can remote into the guns, or if I need to turn them on or off for certain things, especially if I'm about to go and pick up some ores, I can have the mine up and running as I'm driving up to it, and then maybe turn it off later to help conserve power. And it'll also help if I'm start making any drones or anything that help protect us. We can have the radio controlled and all that working. But before I can actually work on that, I need to get more concrete. I barely have any left here to finish up any of this stuff. So we're going to have this whole wall to put the concrete on. Plus we're going to need to start building the wall over that way. And I also added a couple more mods in here. One is a weapons mod to get some more guns and stuff. So this is the assault weapons pack. So it'd be neat to try some of these out. Oh, we could go real big. These would be good for like if we had a big battleship or something. Put something like that up here. Holy cow. Yeah, I think that'll look really neat, and try to work this out. This has been updated here recently too, so we shouldn't have any problems using it. So it'd be neat to go through here and start trying some of these out. I don't know what type of ammo or how the ammo for these will work or how expensive they are. So I'll have to check that out. I also added another enemy mod. This one's a rover mod, so it's going to bring rovers to try to come and attack us. So maybe that'll give us a little bit more threat, and it'll be neat to actually have to shoot rovers and stuff instead of just having to worry about airplanes. So that's where this wall will come in really good handy. Especially if the rovers get too close to the wall, if we don't have our guns set up, they'll just be next to the wall and our guns won't touch them. So having to put in defenses to worry about that. So that'll make our towers and everything have to be set up the right way. But we'll see if any of that will come and try to attack us. But right now, let me go start working on the concrete plant. I'm going to get a couple of things queued up. And start getting those built. And then I'll head over there and kind of see what I need to do to build that up. But let me go and queue some of this up here real quick. Alright, looks like I got two unknown signals coming down. One's coming back down that way. And I have another one over here close to that lookout tower. I think I'll stay away from that right now. I want to come over here and really work on this concrete plant. I also changed the hours of the day, because before it was 2-hour cycles, but I moved up to 4. So I should have a lot more sunlight working time. And then I can skip through the night sleeping if I need to. Hopefully that'll give me a little bit more time of actually working in sunlight instead of having to work in the dark. So let's come down here. So the way I think I want to make this work is I'm going to put the thumper more over here. So I'm going to put the cargo container that all the stone will come into right here. And then it's going to go into here to the crusher. And then back out of the crusher this way. So I need 2 assemblers because of the way I need asphalt and concrete. I'll put the updated ones that I can actually put on speed modules and stuff. I'll have a container back here that all the gravel can go into. And then I'll have a container that each of the concrete and the asphalt will come into. And then they'll come out probably up around this way. And this will be where we load the truck up or whatever we use to haul it. So I'm going to need to start getting concrete in also. So I might keep this one coming on for now. So let me go ahead and turn this one on.
Meteor storm inbound.
And actually, because this mine is right here, I wonder if I can poke it out the side of here and then come out that way. So we'll have all the stone come in through here. I'll go through there and then it'll come back out as gravel on that side. So that might be how I do that. So I'll dig this out and then have the conveyor come out here to this cargo container, and then I'll have the 2 assemblers out here going to their cargo containers. So we really don't need this stretch right here, but we'll keep it on for that. But let me go ahead and start grinding some of this down. So I'm gonna have to fix this tower. And it's probably gonna get moved also, but I'll keep it here for now. So I want the defense. If I take this out, I can take off these two for now. I can connect it probably up here to the bunker down here. Like that. So that should connect the tower so we can kind of grind some of this down. I'm gonna move this out to the other side. So let me go ahead and cut all this down, and I can start at least building this part up. So the block I want to put over here is going to be 3 wide, 5 long. I'm going to bring it down one more, so this is actually going to get converted to a straight pipe, and it's going to go straight into here. So if we dig all this out, so I got to go 5 back. So I got this area all ready. So the thumper's over here. I got it down in a little bit of a pit, but it's equal with it's level with this conveyor. Then it's going to go down here into the container. And from the container, it's going to head down into the structure down in here. This tower will probably get moved to right here in this corner. And then I can have a conveyor actually going one lower, and then it'll come over here to this tower. And then I can, that way we only need one of the cargo containers to support the turrets up top. And then we'll have this conveyor system kind of in the middle part. And then this one will just keep going this way. So I probably actually want to move this one out one more. And then we'll just keep having this conveyor going down there. So yeah, I think that's what I'll need to do. So I'll need to move this over here. So I got it all changed out here. So now we can keep this conveyor going this way. We can even maybe change it this way and have a thumper out this way. Maybe even one further back this way, just to cover this area up, and we can extend it out if I need to. But now I need to look at how I want to do this area. So I don't want to block up this door, so I don't want to go any further than this. So everything needs to come this way. So I'll probably do 2 large containers over here. So let me go back and get some more parts, and then I'll at least get this side up and running, and then I'll tear all this down and then start working on this side. We'll grab some more concrete and bring it back with me. Alright, so I got the tower changed over. I changed the design of it a little bit. I actually like this design better, instead of just having the blocks sticking out. So I'll probably start changing at least the design of the towers like this for now. But it's up and running. I actually have its cargo container for the turret over here. So that's going to make it easier. So if I need to add ammo to this turret, the next turret, or any other, I can just add it and make sure everything stays this pipeline. Now I did take all of this out, and of course this thumper is working. Looks like we are starting to fill this up a little bit, but everything is connected and we're running pretty well. I did make this tower higher, so I think it's 2 blocks higher, and with it being away from the mountain more, we should have better clearance from these wind turbines. So even like right now, we're on the storm, so we're getting better wind right now than we normally would. Yeah, the battery's already charged. So even with all this running right now, we're doing good on power. So now I need to start working on how I want this section to go. And since I don't need to break it off of this, we're going to break it off of the inside the bunker here. Probably going to come off the side of here. We can always take this assembler out. So we technically won't need it. I definitely won't need this cargo container once everything's set up in here. Alright, so I got this all laid out how I'm going to do it. So I just need to get some more parts. I should have a whole lot more parts already queued up and going. But if we come down here, we can see the containers now over here. And then we're going to have it connect back here. So I'll need to weld all that up also. But this should look a whole lot better in here. And with this one down here, it's going to connect to, we're going to have a refinery. We're going to have an assembler here, and then here. And then I'll probably have it piped up over to large cargo containers that are going to sit right here next to it. So I think that's how I'm going to have it set up. It's going to have to be one out. So the large cargo containers will come out this way. And then they're going to stand up tall and then...
Meteor storm inbound.
So let me go get some more parts and then I'll get this finished going up. The sun is going down, so I don't know if I'll just finish this up and then go back to sleep, and then we'll start working on the antenna in the morning. But hopefully I can get all this done by then. That turn's working, that's good though. Alright, it's morning time. I got the concrete and asphalt plant all set up. So it's over there running just fine right now. I did turn some of the assemblers off. We only had about 30 minutes of battery life. So I still have the gravel muncher, and I'm pretty sure I do have the thumper still running, so I could at least get those cargoes filled up. But we're gonna head on out here and set up our antenna now before we head back over there. So there's a couple of areas I might be able to put up the antenna. I eventually want to stick it up there at the very top, but that'd take a long time to actually get everything up there to get that done. So I think maybe something down here, down low for now. And then eventually I could get it up there on top or up here on one of these mountains. So I'll probably want to get some solar panels and stuff since the sun comes up over there. We'll get a lot more sun action way up there than we would down here. So I could always stick it up at one of these pillars. So even maybe this one right here. We do have to worry about stuff coming and shooting it. But with it being this far back in here, we should have more action from these guns. So yeah, I definitely think having it right up here for now would be the best place for it. Especially since I can't put the bigger guns up on these parts yet. So let me get the parts that I need to build this real quick. But now I need to decide how I want to build this antenna. So I put this conveyor junction up here for now, so I can at least have the antenna set off of it, and I don't have to try to repipe or do anything later once we do decide to put a gun up here. So if we put the antenna up here, just on a regular mast going up, this antenna's still big even if we used a smaller one. So maybe if I try to use scaffolding blocks, I think that would be what I want. So let me get some girders. I just need to decide how I want this to go up. So if we go up 5, that'll get almost about as tall as that. And then depending on what antenna I use, we can use the big antenna and kind of have it off to the side. I can use the compact antenna. It won't go on the top. I'd have to put something else on top, but it'll also go to the side. We have the antenna dish. And we have the big one. That's not going to really work too well. And then of course we have a laser antenna, which ain't gonna do much for us. Maybe if we just do that for now, I think that'll work. So let me just weld all this up. And I'm not trying to do anything fancy, it's just really so I can communicate over there to the other mine. And then we'll take an antenna and do the same thing over there. Alright, I got the antenna all up and running here. So now it should be transmitting, and now I just need to go set one up over at the concrete and asphalt refineries or mines. Go ahead and head off that way. I have everything in the truck. Should be good to go. And I'll show off what the concrete plant area looks like. Alright, so here we are. Everything's all set up. Of course, everything's already been running. Just need to figure out where I want to put the antenna up. Might just stick it up right here at the top of the bunker.
Meteor storm inbound.
Of course one's coming in. So we got that tower there. Do need to finish putting these power cells in. real quick. No matter, they're not running, but I do have them here, so I might as well put them in. Alright, so if we put this wall completely like this, drill out some of this, and then put the antenna right here on top, I think that'll work. Alright, got that antenna up now, so now I should be able to communicate with everything. So if I come in here, should be able to, yep, I can get into the main base. Not get into the static grid one, so I gotta figure out why that one's not wanting to connect. So we're still running down the power now, probably because with that on, we're also not bringing in a lot this way. I can check on how much stuff we actually have in here now. So those aren't running. Gravel container is still a long way from being filled up. The stone container is definitely very filled up, so I'll probably turn those off for now. I don't know why the gravel was just taking so long. Yeah, I think I can turn those off for now to kind of save some of the power. I got more than enough to run everything for right now. That should help some. So let me head on back home and see what else I need to get into today. So that antenna should be able to connect to everything perfectly fine. So it's showing it's on the right area because it's showing in yellow, white here. So it should be connected. So it should be working right. But I still can't get into the control panel of my outpost. So just let me work around and find out why that's not letting me do that. Because it's on the correct grid. Because I just went ahead and made sure of that. So that there should be able to at least connect up and get with this stuff. Just like I can get into the rover and I can get into all this stuff. So the outpost one should be doing it too, but it's not saying it's connected to a ship. No matter if we go into here, it is connected. So that is very strange. One of those maybe have to log out and log back in type thing. I don't know. But let me play around with this for a minute and find out why this is not working right. Alright, so now we got our antenna working. It seems like I just needed a reset. So now that that's working, I moved the antenna range of the concrete plant. I think it's too far down, that's why I can't reach it from here. So I should be able to bounce it off of this one. I will bring this radius all the way up since it's here on the base here, and we shouldn't have to worry too much about battery power. Yeah, we're fully depleted in 15 days, but then again, we are also during a storm here, so once these get going up again, we should be fine with that. But even with that, I don't think I can still reach the other outpost. So I'm gonna have to go and raise that up, but probably right now, before I head back over there, I want to try to think about how I want to put the assembler area on here. So with the refineries over here, I was gonna put kind of some type of container that all the ores get put over to in this area, and then that'll switch over to the assembler. So I might move the assembler area right here, I think, and we can have it facing this way. So I just look to see how I want to set this up. So we have this pad that we can continue out right here. So this will be where all the ingots are stored. And then the ingots will get switched over to the assemblers. What we'll put right here. I'll probably just use 2 assemblers with all the upgrades with it for now. And then from there we'll have some silos or something that they get put into over here on this side. I'll put in some management system in it, so it'd be a lot easier to start building after that since we'll have stuff already queued up. So I guess really the first thing I need to do is figure out the storage that the ingots are going to be switched to. Now the way I have it right now is everything's connected to this pipe back here. But if I can kind of clean it up some. So if all the ores are going to get dropped off here, they can go into the conveyor system back here. And then I can manually put them into the refineries. So disconnect it from back here, and then from the refinery area we could go that way. So I'm going to clean up some of this here real quick. So instead of having these
Inventory full.
go into there like that, we're just going to have it come through. Here we go. So now that's all lined up, and then I'll redo the ones here in the front. That one's going to be right there, that one's going to be there, so I'll dig this under here so we can see that conveyor, and then just bring it all down the front of here. Alright, so I got all this cleared out here. So if we put in the piping and make it go this way, I'll probably put in a sorter right here. And I can still keep it connected to the piping over there if I really need to. And then we can have it come all the way this way, connect into this pad right here. And then we disconnect it from back here. So then the only thing connected to this pad will be this line. And then we have another line we can come out right here. Then this one will come out here to the storage. That'll keep everything a little bit more organized. I know once I get a inventory management system, that'll do it too, but this will make it more foolproof, so we can't have anything come through backwards. So let me start getting all the parts and getting this conveyor set up. Alright, so with this all set up, so now the containers here are connected to the refineries. And we're going to connect this half back here to the pipe network. Whoa! Oh, they're coming. We're going to get these shot up. Got it. Oh yeah, definitely need to get this turret on up down here. Up here coming a couple more. They're gonna get it. Hopefully we don't get hit. Oh, those are close. Guess the next thing I gotta do is I gotta get that tower up and running. Finish getting this piped up though. Alright, so now that I got that set up, we do kind of have a loop set up here for now. I really did it this way so in case I want to drop any ores off anywhere else, so maybe down there at that connector, the ores will still get sucked up and stick into these containers. And then we have the other sorter right here, so we can't have anything backtrack into the containers either. So these containers can only hold ore. Right now I have this ice in here. I'm going to eventually get this ice out. I'm going to keep this connection here for now because I'm still needing to get all this set up. But I think now I need to work on the cargo over here. How I'm going to set this up. So I can use the big ones again over here, the bulk. These hold a whole lot. So even one of these over here I think would be more than enough. So it depends on how I want to do it. I can have it sideways like that. If I stick it right here like that, that'll line that connector up right here. And then I can put another sorter right here so stuff still don't get backlogged into here. And then we'll have a connector that can come out this way. Might be able to connect it into here. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to have it connect. And then it'll connect into this system right here. So let me weld this up here real quick. It looks like I'm out of iron, so I'm going to go make another iron run. I thought I made one earlier, but it might not have used up all that little bit that I've got. So let me go do that real quick, load up on iron, and then finish getting all that built up. So I took all the iron that I have out of here, actually ran out of battery power. I have the engine on. I don't have a lot of gas left in the engine. So I'm going to need to get the battery charged back up. I'm going to turn the engine back off. I got a whole lot of iron now, so hopefully that's going to be enough to gonna take 3 hours to recharge that. The thing is, we have our shield on down here too. Now, I haven't been getting attacked, so I might turn the shield off. If anything comes close, I can run over here and turn the shield on. If not, I can take out this whole mine, and that's gonna be bad. But 3 hours to charge this up, plus with what I need to do over there. See, how much iron do I have in here? I have a whole lot of iron, so that still might be... I got 26, 27, almost 28k, so I think that should be fine. So let me just get that charging for now. Everything else is turned off except for the shield. Oh, that's going to be risky. But I'll keep that on for now. Hopefully that battery will charge up. And I remote into that outpost. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. Make sure the battery's still working okay down there. Yeah, we're good with the battery down there. I don't have anything running though, so that's something I can watch out for too. But we should have the antenna here. I can move this range up just a little bit more. And I can just kind of follow it. So come this way. If I'm still getting it by down here, then I'll be good. I want it just far enough to reach the base. Once I get an antenna up on the iron mine, I can turn it down a little bit more, because then it could just bunny hop. It'll connect to the one from the iron mine, and then the iron mine can connect to the base. I can keep those lower to help bring the power down for the run of the antenna, and to maybe make it so hostiles won't pick up on it as quickly. Should be able to pop up when I see I get close to it. Okay, so we're about 1.24 out this way, so I need to go a little bit further. 2 should be more than enough to reach over here. Okay, so I'll just keep it at that for now. But now that I got this iron, let me load it up. I should almost be able to make a connector up there. I'll have to do that too while I'm over there building that stuff up. I should be able to also connect it down here, and it should pull it all into there. Yeah, and these should be over here running. Oh, we're getting a storm in too. That should help get those charged up some more down there. My refineries aren't working, so I had more ore in there. So why are these not pulling? This all should be connected. Even if not, it's connected from back there. So these should be working. Another glitch in the system, I bet. Alright, wasn't thinking right. Because I had this one disconnected, it wasn't getting the iron down through here. Now we should be running good. Yep, we're getting iron in that container. Rookie mistake. Now that I got it set up right, I'll get that stuff running, and I should be getting iron here soon and getting the stuff. Yep, we're getting the containers or the construction components up. Alright, now that I got all that set up and in the loop, I should be able to
No energy.
die. Alright, welcome back, engineers. So, some of the recording must have gotten deleted or didn't get recorded, but this is how my refinery area is starting to look now. So let me go ahead and just give you a little bit of a tour before we leave here. So this is going to be a path through back here, so you can see our conveyor down through here. We have this way, which is going to go out to the front of the refinery building. And then we're going to have a pathway through here. I don't know if I'm going to put in any catwalk over here, which I actually cannot do because of the way this steel plate is. Think about that. So we're going to have the concrete, and then you have the little catwalk that kind of goes over the side of the container here. I'll need to fix that catwalk too. And then of course we have our little passageway through here, through the wall. We got windows and then a door. So this will be like the back door into the refinery area. And then we're actually able to come up here. We'll probably put in a little catwalk that goes across there and everything. We'll probably put a window or something that looks out that way. and catwalk going out that way. I haven't figured out how I want the inside of the refinery area to look. And then we'll put a door out here in the middle. And then of course we got our refineries connected to the floor here, which are connected to the conveyor system, which we did build. Then we have this way through here. So again, we have a little place where we can kind of walk over the top of the cargo container and look down. And then I don't know if I'm going to extend this wall out to give us a little bit better of a walkway, or I'll just put in another little catwalk like that so we can walk along the side of here. I also don't know if I'm going to keep this open or cover this half. And then with the wall, I'm starting to try to decorate the wall back here and kind of figure out how I want this to be done. So this is going to be kind of the color or the shape I want back here for this wall. And then we have these covered sections. So if you actually look back here, you can see the wall kind of, it's not straight anymore. So it gives a little bit more detail, and I think that actually looks pretty good. And with the lights and then the walkway where we'll be able to walk up here. Of course, this is where it's going to attach to the refinery area. So I don't know what still I'm going to do with this building. If I'm going to bring in the corrugated metal and bring it all the way up to the top and build some type of roof to it. But I'll still have to figure that part out and how this walkway is going to go through. Because we do have a pipe that comes through here. We can't actually go completely through this tower. But I might make like a walkway that goes around the tower. I think that's what I want to kind of do with these tower areas. Again, of course, we can't do nothing right here. And then we got us a little deck area up here. I don't know what I'll do with this area yet also. I do have conveyors and stuff I can connect over here. I might make like a landing pad, so if I build some type of flyer, it can land here and then either take ores or deposit ores. I haven't decided that yet, but that's still all a work in progress. And then I also have one of the new doors right here, so we can have access into the refinery area this way. But that's what I've been working on here. It's starting to come out pretty good. The details starting to come up better, I think. I just need to get more lights and figure out how I want to finish this building. But I think on the next episode, we're going to start looking at finishing these towers out, at least this tower out, so I can get another gun here. So we don't have to worry about getting attacked by the asteroids again, because we had a very close call there. I think if the rover wasn't over here, we might had some of those might actually hit us. And then I'm going to start working on the assembly area, which I think is going to go right here, so I could get a proper assembly area up. So there's a lot more to come, but thank you guys for interruption. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the series so far, and hopefully you might actually see some combat coming soon. But you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Fuel critical.
Stop. Ouch. Stop.